Brodes Media.
No! 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 No way. No! No! No way! No way. No way. No. 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 How? How is that the way we lost? For about 47 and a half minutes, I thought the Sixers cleaned up their act. The Knicks weren't killing you on the glass as much. Tobias was playing strong defensively in the fourth quarter. Maxey was out of his mind. The dude's hooked up to IVs and can barely move the night before. That dude cooks and cooks in the fourth. It was awesome for it all to be ruined, not by what happened after the missed timeout. It all got ruined by the missed timeout. This isn't the same as criticizing a ref for missing a charge or a block, calling it the wrong way, accidentally blowing a whistle with a ticky-tack call, whatever, right? This isn't the same as being a bad ref in the game flow. This clearly has some sort of intention behind it, whether it's betting. I think it's to that. That's how bad of a call it is when Nick Nurse, prior to Kyle Lowry inbounding the ball, is on the sidelines calling a timeout. Part of your job as a ref is understanding situational basketball, knowing the time, knowing the shot clock, knowing everything that's supposed to be happening in game. And if you know you're in the playoffs when the Sixers have a lead and a timeout with how much time was left on the clock, that the coach is going to call a timeout. You know it's coming. So for the coach to do it, and for there to be no acknowledgement, none, you have to actually do an investigation. Because there's a lot of money on these games. That's how egregious it is that I'm questioning if someone is making this corrupt. That doesn't mean when it happened, the Sixers shouldn't be better. I don't want to see Hartenstein get a big-time offensive rebound. I don't want to see another doink shot that goes off the rim and falls for Brunson after he had another piss-poor game. He shot 8 of 29. So let me get this straight. How come Hart can come alive and he could be a special player, yet the Sixers have Buddy Hield, who forgot how to play the damn sport? Buddy Hield sucks right now. Buddy Hield is playing worse than Ben Simmons ever did, worse than Tobias has played. The dude doesn't know how to ball. Kelly Oubre was bad. Batum is what he is. My point is, it's Joel Embiid on one leg, and you can see the impact that happens when he gets to the third or fourth quarter. He breaks down. He looks spry in the first and second. This guy's hopping around on one leg. There was a sequence in the fourth quarter that told you everything you needed to know about how this was going to go. He can give you maybe the first half of really strong ball, but it'll fizzle out. So you need somebody else. They're getting Josh Hart. They're getting Hartenstein with these push shots right around the paint area. That's how they're getting contributors going. We need contributors. But Joel Embiid at the top of the three-point line turned it over. He had a couple of bad possessions in the fourth. I will acknowledge that. But when he turns it over and tries to get back in transition, he's hobbling like he's got one leg. He's got Zippo left. And Maxey's doing everything in his power in the fourth. Where's anybody? I'll give you the praise, Toby, for some of your defensive efforts. It would be nice, though, to actually add some value offensively and scoring in the second half. Made a couple of shots in the first. We went, all right, Toby. And he had that big offensive rebound, a good defensive rebound in the fourth quarter. Okay, Toby. But these two are begging for some help. Jalen Brunson hasn't been a factor all 2 games long. So how are you losing to the Knicks? You can't get beat by the others. This team's falling apart. I don't believe you recover from these type of losses. Not these. This team isn't mentally strong enough. Maybe others. Maybe if you add LeBron in his prime going to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 straight NBA Finals appearances. Hey, they got the DNA to know that they can respond to a gut punch because we have 2 home games left. We'll tie this fucker up and we'll be good. That's sort of the message, right? I mean, if you have a core that you know has been through the grind before, this team, at all teams, this is the last team that could ever get through a ride like this. Seriously. It's not going to be any easier when Buddy Hield touches the ball at home. It's not going to be any easier when Toby touches the ball at home. It probably won't be good for Joel Embiid if he starts to break down even more because, well, now that you play 2 games, 3, 4, 5, I bet you it gets uglier. That life in the beginning of the game probably starts to dwindle where maybe he gets a first good half the first 2 games in New York. Then, because of the wear and tear, you get a good quarter and a half a quarter in game 3. And then game 4 might be just a good quarter. And when I say good, I'm not talking about shooting well versus not shooting well. I'm talking about the eye test physically. Does his body look breaking down? Not so much is he scoring, because that's different. I'm talking about how it looks. Are both of his knees in the spots it's supposed to be in? Or is his one leg kicking out because it's on pretty much a piece of string? And it's not just the knee, because I don't know anybody in the world that gets their eyes poked and then has to wear sunglasses for days. And then he's doing warm-ups and the shoot-around, and he's got sunglasses on. Do you know anybody that's been poked in the eye so bad that they had to put on special glasses? I got to imagine something worse is even going on there, too. Maybe that's just me being a Debbie Downer and just feeling the emotional pain right now, but I've been through a lot of poked eyes in my day, and it's normally a 2-minute rub. Hell, I watched the UFC. These dudes go for the jugular and try and knock each other out for 5 fucking rounds. They poke him in the eye. It's like, hey, oh, time out. The dude needs 3 seconds, and he's ready to throw again. Yet, Joel's got the sunglasses on. What the hell? What the hell is going on? Even though, oh no, is Max even going to play? And all that nonsense because he wasn't there for the shoot-around either with an illness? When can it be normal? When can I just enjoy basketball again in my life? Instead, it's this? What is this? When the ball was in the air leaving Dante's hands, come on, everybody knew. I felt like the whole world was moving because it was going to happen. I knew it. I knew it was going to explode. I knew it. Should have never happened, though. I want a real investigation. I want jail time. Locked up for life. Life! Call timeout. This is to the same level as when the Saints played the Rams in the NFC Championship game and the most obvious pass interference call to ever exist in sports history happened and the wrong call was made. That's exactly how bad this is. That was a big game for the Knicks. They did not deserve to win the one. I can make the argument that I don't think the Knicks really deserved to win either of these first 2 games, and they did. And that's problematic, by the way, because if that happens once in a series, okay, but if it happens both and in the fashion that it did today, with as gut-wrenching and below the belt this feels, well, it intensifies heavily. I'm curious if we have any report from the Stripes, because I'd have to imagine that they have to make a public announcement about this. I see all the screenshot of Brunson ripping Tyrese Maxey's jersey on the inbound. Yeah, I mean, that is missed as well, but that doesn't upset me as much as the timeout does.